So let me show you how to actually start conversations with your dream candidates on scale, right? And in this workflow, there are actually 2 steps. The first step is of course to find candidates you're trying to engage with on scale that are meeting your criteria and are like your hot candidates, dream candidates you want to place. And the second step is then creating unique messages and standing out in the inbox by not sending like a copy paste wall of text like every other recruiter is doing with a job description that most of the time doesn't even really fit. But rather than that, send a personalized text message, and we call this the text teaser into voice memo, and you will see later on in the video what this actually means. Right, so let's start with the first step, and that is going into Clay, which is a sales tool which lets you do a lot of things. And I will probably go in deeper detail on this if you don't know Clay in a later video, but let me show you how you can use Clay to source candidates at scale. So if you jump into Clay, we'll create a new table, and you will jump into find people, because we're now trying to look for people, and we'll see we have a lot of different filter options we can choose from. One filter you probably want to use is the current job title, right? So let's say you're placing software engineers, so you will look for software engineers as a job title right here, software developer, software engineer. And you can also look for, let's scroll way down, a certain location. So let's say we're looking for software engineers in the United States, and let's just start by importing also only profiles that, let's look at the experience. So let's say they have a minimum 24 months in their current role and maximum month of 36 in their current role. So they're like 2 to 3 years in the current role, because this could be like maybe in your case criteria that they are likely to change or look for a new job. So we can preview these people, and this in the background is based on a LinkedIn database or a LinkedIn provider, and you see there are like lots of results. So we will limit it to 10 results and 1 per company, right? So let's preview this and then go from there. So you can now import them to a new table, and if you just import a basic profile, this doesn't cost you anything. So this is for free. And as you can see right here, we now have 10 people working like 2 to 3 years in their current role as a software engineer or developer in the United States. So in this table right here, I'll just give you like a really brief intro of what Clay is, or what you can do with Clay. And Clay is basically, we call it a Google Sheet on steroids, because from the layout, it looks like a Google Sheet, but it has like a lot of data integrations to data providers. And you can also do API calls and even use ChatGPT in here. So you can use AI to filter, enrich these leads, qualify them, personalize the messaging, and find data points, for example, their email to reach out. But let's start by, we just have these basic profiles of our leads right here. So you see we have domain of the company they work at, first name, last name, location, and their latest experience title, and at what company it is. So we could enrich them right here by adding in enrichment and typing in enrich profile from profile, enrich person from profile, and you will just in here map the LinkedIn profile column as an identifier and let this run for 10 rows. So each row costs 1 Clay credit, and Clay credit is like a universal currency you can use, so you don't have to buy subscription or plan at each of the providers that is integrated, right? So it's like a really cool way of testing these out and integrating them into your workflow, into your process. So let's run those 10 rows, and by enriching their LinkedIn profile, we'll get way more data, right? So we can see their whole experience based on their LinkedIn profile. We can see their description, their header, their about section. Those are all data points we can later on feed the AI and say, okay, based on these data points, qualify them, personalize the message, whatever you want to do with the data. So let's look into one example. So we see we have their title. We even have if they won some awards. So this is basically their whole LinkedIn profile. What courses did they take, the headline, the experience right here. You see those are the 7 steps of their experience, work experience. So you can see where he worked before and even reference that, or like what kind of career path they took. But let's stop right here and look at the end result, what we're trying to get. So this is then the step 2, and this all happens in Lemlist. So you see right here, this is a campaign we're running for a recruitment client to source new candidates, and this is LinkedIn only. So this is automated LinkedIn sequences, and you see right here, we've sent 199 profile invites or profile visits, then sent them an invite, 199 people, 125 accepted, which is like a really great benchmark. And out of 125, 82 already got a message, 80 got a voice note, and 58 replied, and 36 are so far interested, which are like crazy numbers because you can do this at scale. And for each profile, it's 15 to 30 connection requests you can send per day. So you see, if you automate this over multiple profiles, you can only imagine how many leads and how many conversations you will start on autopilot that your consultants can then take and qualify them. And let's look into how a campaign is structured right here and how it's structured in Lemlist. So you see right here, it's like a sequence builder where you can build a whole multi-channel, or in this case, LinkedIn only sequence. And we say, okay, say we want to visit their profile. We then want to send them an empty connection request. We want to wait until they accepted the invite. And once they accept the invite, we wait one day and we send them a first message. And this is the text teaser, because this is a personalized message, because in the message you see right here on the right, you can include variables, like you can include a first name, you can include some summary that the AI wrote based on the data we have in Clay. But in this case, it's just, hey, first name, thanks for connecting, love your profile. It looks like you have some really interesting Salesforce experience. And this is we call the text teaser, because we personalize the messaging so they know it's like they feel it's a human connecting them. And then right after that, like 2 or 3 messages, we will send a pre-recorded voice note. So this is pretty generic. And this will say something like, thought it would be more personal or quicker to just give you a quick voice note. I'm Fabian, I do this and that. I can help you find new opportunities. Are you looking for a new job? Whatever. Like this will be like your pitch, but this is like really personalized because you send a personalized text right beforehand. And most of the people don't know, and the candidates, this is something fresh. They're not getting a wall of text, like copy paste into their inbox and getting flooded. But it's like, especially if you're targeting like maybe younger candidates, they probably like listening to voice notes, or it's way more personal. And then if they don't answer to this, the sequence still goes on. Like 2 days later, it's just like a simple bump up, like, did you already have a chance to listen to my voice note? And then after 4 days, it seems like you're happy with your current role. It's like a breakup message. But with this, we're getting our clients reliable and easy conversations started with their dream candidates on scale, because they don't have to search for them. They don't have to type the messages and write the follow-ups. All is automated, but still can be personalized and relevant because of all the data points and filters we can use and include in our messaging. These are the results from just running this campaign for a few days, and we've run similar campaigns for every client. And this is one way to engage with your candidate. And if you have struggled filling up your talent pool, it's a great way to stand out and be unique. So if you're looking to test out these 2 tools, Clay and Lemlist, I've put some links into the description for you to check out. They have some free trials. You get some extra credits through our links. So yeah, feel free to try them out. And if you have any questions, let me know. Now how this looks in Lemlist. So yeah, let's jump back into Clay and finish what we started, and let's build an example text teaser you could use. So in here we can use AI and use, for example, GPT from OpenAI. You can also use Claude, but I will use GPT-4 Mini because that's what we usually use. And you can use your own OpenAI key, so you don't even have to pay credits for this. And so in here, there's a message window for the prompt, and you can use AI to write your prompt. So AI writes the prompt for AI, and this is quite a good starting point, right? So you can describe the task in here. Like I say, write me a personalized first line that goes like this. So this will generate a prompt right here, so we can then still revise this and make it better, but let's just run with this for the first. As an example, you're an expert LinkedIn profile analyzer tasked with creating a personalized first sentence for each contact. Follow each step, analyze the LinkedIn profile, and in here you see it's one of the Clay columns. So for each row, it will insert the value for this row. So this is like a unique prompt with variables for each candidate in this case. Extract the duration of the employment for the current role, and then we can just run this for the start and see what we get. And you see we get some results right here, and you see they are still not perfect, right? So they're still not repeatable. So some of the times it says based on analysis, here's the first personalized first sentence. So this is where you can then use formulas to filter them out, but you can of course like still engineer the prompt better, right? So I would just include something like always start the sentence. So this will hopefully save to get more reliable results. Let's rerun them, and you see this already looks way better. And if we look at one, I saw you already worked for more than 2.5 years as a software engineer at Microsoft. For this one, it will say, I saw that you already worked for more than 2.5 years as a software engineer at Capital One. So you see each one is unique and based on their like experience. And then we can, since Clay and Lemlist have a native integration, we will just use the Lemlist, add lead to campaign. So you can then just connect your Lemlist account right here, select the campaign ID and map like all these variables in here. So you can then reuse them in Lemlist and personalize your messaging with variables. And that's basically how quickly and easy you can set this up for yourself and be more relevant and actually start conversations with candidates you can then have in your talent pool and place at your clients. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know, and feel free to check out the tools in the description. There are some free trials when you sign up over the links. Yeah, and let me know in the comments how you like this.